All right, welcome to Mulligan Zoo. If you're not familiar with the term, that would be a widely used but originally a golf term for a do-over. So since Jurassica Park just didn't take off and wasn't making money, we're doing a do-over. So jumping right in here, I decided to go, as I mentioned in the video that kind of showed a little bit what I did on Jurassic Park before it just failed completely. I went ahead and started with two habitats kind of in one. I mean, they share that middle um, barrier, and then they share this sort of little shelved terrain. And because I was thinking, what was one of the major problems of getting the other zoo off the ground, and it was, that first exhibit was too big, and um, you really wanted to get more animals right off the bat, so we could charge more money, and and there's more to see right when the people walk in, so they're going to be happier. So I decided, split that space that we would normally maybe put one big exhibit and actually put two habitats right there in the front, more for them to look at. Everybody's happy. And I ended up going with llamas and antelope. Now, I was kind of concerned, and I had said during the stream that the antelope are pretty shy and they can get stressed out fairly easily, but I'm actually really surprised. They have done pretty well. I kind of gave them, you can see that like little extra notch in the back, so that they could get farther away if they wanted to. For the most part, the only time I've seen any stress out of them is just one of the babies, and it was raining and he just got, I think, a little overwhelmed. So as you can see, we're kind of dolling up this entrance area a little more, trying to make it pretty. I went ahead and went with it's kind of some pre-made blueprints that the game gives you on these buildings. I am going to change this up for sure, possibly off camera, possibly do a video of it, but I still have to do more research so that we can unlock all the pieces that we would need if we want to do like a big lodge style. So I'm going to let you watch some of the building here. We got the animals in, and enjoy. as you can see, just really basic, but we have our cute little llamas in there. I love his coloring. And so then we need to get some enrichment in. And one of the other things that it was really helpful in doing two of these like hooved animals at the same time was actually that the research for the enrichment of one of them unlocked enrichment items for the other. So to go ahead and get them both at full enrichment only took me doing like half the research. So that was really helpful. So this is just, totally bare minimum basic, and both of these habitats are going to get much more fleshed out. Every time I see the educators throw food in, I swear it's like a guest throwing trash in, and it freaks me out. But no, it's food. So you can put up these little spots where they can come give talks. And if there's nothing blocking the way and the walls in front of it aren't too high, they'll throw in food, which people, I guess, like. And I just really wanted some more. The llamas don't need a lot of coverage, but I did want some more. And I spent forever trying to figure out what the other tree was that they liked. I knew there was another tree, because so far they just have these little bushes and then that one big monkey puzzle tree. And then I remembered that they like holly trees, and holly trees are so pretty. They have the little, red holly berries on them. And so I did get to put a few of those in, and that was nice, because that thing is just way too big. But yeah, just really, the llamas are a bit of a struggle to make it feel like nice and natural, and give it a little bit of like lushness and greenery. But I do like how it turned out. You'll be able to see kind of more of a finished look later, especially in the next. I did do a lot of rock work off camera, so in later videos you'll probably be able to see a little bit better like how it looked when it's totally done. And I was gonna put the rock work off even further, but there's just something about these barriers in challenge mode. Like, I've never had problems with barriers in franchise mode, and it must just be that I've done enough research or something. But man, the wooden barriers are just constantly falling down. And so the llamas have gotten out of this zoo. Now they're in trouble, though, because if you look right behind the llama habitat is where all of the buildings are. So they keep escaping out the back and running like right into the zookeepers, and the zookeepers just basically put them right back in. So, so I just had to get all the rocks up, basically, and then they couldn't get out of the rocks. And there's the holly trees. I just really like them. I think they're super cute. And just adding a little bit more greenery to that llama habitat, I think, just makes it look a little more interesting. And not just this, wide open patch of grass. And then once the rocks get in there, it looks even better. So we did have to get some more antelope in here, I guess. I only had just the one male. So we definitely want a female in there so we can have some little antelope babies. That's like one of the best parts of going to the zoo, is just to see all the little babies. And then that's kind of when I realized that the keepers were just like throwing the food on the ground. They couldn't reach this feeding trough. I could not figure out why. I'm still not entirely sure why. I did a lot of different things at the back to try and fix it. I'm not sure which one eventually worked. I think that shelter area was too low, but it didn't look like it was too low. Like, they could walk in and stand under it just fine, so I don't know why they couldn't walk through the whole thing, but all I know is something I did back there worked, because now they can walk out and fill the trough. So another janitor, caretaker, and more trash cans, because people are horrible littering demons. And all of this is going to be changed. But for now, I just wanted all of the guests to be super happy, have plenty of places to sit and eat, and throw away their goddamn garbage. And it seems to be working pretty well. Like the park so far is consistently making money, so we should be able to get into making some habitats for some slightly more expensive animals. Not sure if we're ready for polar bear by any means. I don't know if I'll ever be ready for polar bear. Maybe if this zoo somehow has like $1 million. But until then, I think, wolves, otters, although the otters in this game are like South American, Amazonian giant river otters, so they're a bit more tropical, but I think we can certainly make them fit and look, oh God, I totally forgot about this wonderful little graphics bloop. And then I was watching this guy, he just looks so sweet when he lays down, just so fluffy. And then, and then this just, I hate when that happens. So yeah, I've just been making sure that we keep up on all the research and that we're consistently making money. It shows that it's going down sometimes when I'm like buying a bunch of stuff, but if I stop buying things, like stop building, it always goes back up. So we're sitting pretty well on money, and I'm excited. I think we can, like I said, we can get the wolves back in. We can talk about maybe doing some otters or doing like a really fun monkey island, maybe with some capuchins or Japanese macaque or something like that. Something really cool, and we can kind of figure that out in the streams. So we have to get our education. That's something that a lot of times I forget, but it is one of the most important parts of the game. And we talked about that a little bit in the stream, that Planet Zoo does a really, really nice job of sort of balancing the idea of the animals in captivity, not just being for entertainment, that it's for the education of the guests, and that you are essentially, in a lot of cases, trying to create a breeding program so that you can release animals back out into the wild and increase their numbers. So there's a lot of education and conservation elements to this game, and I think that just takes it above and beyond other previous zoo games that like we might have played when we were kids. So we're gonna get back into a little bit of building here. I started placing this fence, and then I don't think I finished it. Now that I'm looking back, I think I placed these 3 pieces and stopped. But most of that area ended up getting filled with kind of a rock border. It just, in that moment, I was like, those people could just like walk right in there. Which I think you technically can enter a llama habitat in this game, but I just didn't build it that way. It's really hard to build habitats where the people walk in or walk through. A lot of animals get really stressed out by it. I think that llamas are usually okay. I just built a koala one in another zoo of mine, and the koalas are actually totally cool with it. And so I really thought that koalas were going to be like super shy, really aggravated by people coming up in their space, and they do not care. So that might be a cute one. We could totally put koalas in this zoo. They really like basically any tree in the game. As long as it's a tree that's found in Australia, they're pretty fine with it. So yeah, koalas would be another super cute one, and I just love it. They just like sit down in the middle of the path, and like people are just walking around them and looking at them, and they just do not care. They love it. They're adorable. And yes, now we have a baby llama. So adorable. And he has spots. I think it's a he. He has spots like his mommy. So cute. Oh, I just love llamas. I'm so glad that we all decided to put llamas in the zoo. It's been a while. I usually just don't think that they fit. Oh my god, that noise is so cute. For some reason, I just don't think that they fit, but they really do. I just love them. They're so sweet. Taruka. Oh my gosh, so freaking adorable. And so during all of the building, we unlocked some more enrichment. And like I said, it worked for both of them. And it will work for our next animal as well. Most of it will work for the reindeers, and that'll be our next video. So please subscribe or whatever and comment what you want to see, and see you then.